Alright, it's hard for me to say this. You have no idea. There was a Kings of Leon album that came out, and I liked it. I know. I know. In truth, though, I really used to like them. Like, seriously. Their first three albums, so much going on. There was such a good southern rock thing to them, and they were like Leonard Skinner but modern, and it was awesome. And they had so much catchy hooks and guitars with awesome fun sounds to them, and oh my god, and that was back when the singing was like raw and emotional, and it definitely got what you needed out of it. And then before it was, before his sex is on fire. Don't even use me. No, as I like to call the Use Me song, the song that talks about how they actually made their music. Let's talk about that. Alright, so the Kings of Leon are actually three brothers and a cousin. That's right. They are all Follow Wills. All of them. Yeah, they actually kidnapped their cousin to make him join the band. I'm not even kidding. That actually happened. Like, they literally took him hostage. And they said he could come back, but then they never let him come back. So, there's that. That's interesting to me because I didn't know that. I actually thought it was a very willing thing. Okay, so the Kings of Leon, they're made up of Caleb Followill, Nathan Followill, and Jared Followill, all brothers. And as I mentioned, Matthew Followill, who was kidnapped to join the album, they said he would be there for a week, and they just never let him go home. So originally, they actually were out of Oklahoma. I didn't know that. I thought they were Tennessee boys, but I guess they just ended up being Tennessee boys, pretty much. They moved there and they started working with people to help them learn songwriting. The major person they worked with was a girl by the name of Angelo Petragalia. Sorry, I can speak. Angelo Petragalia helped them write songs and learn, and showed them the influence of Thin Lizzy and the Stones and the Clash, and that led them through their first three albums. And after that, they had this big thing going after they released Youth and Manhood and Aha Shake Heartbreak, and because of the times, and they were just like, yes, we've got this, we're gonna do this. And it all came down to it, and they were starting to work on their first album by themselves, Only by the Night, after firing Angela. And they're like, nope, Angelo, we're not going to do this anymore. We're doing this on our own. We can do this without you. And they put out Only by the Night. Only by the Night. This pop-filled, horribly, completely against everything they ever did in the first three albums, thing that destroyed them for me. And it was just so disappointing because I liked them so much with what they had. They had this interesting country twang and flavor and catchy guitar riffs and raw and emotional lyrics, and the singer's not trying to just get girls in his pants when it burns. And then after that they wrote Because of the Times, or excuse me, not Because of the Time, came around Sundown, and that was a little better, but I don't know, let's just say it's redemption time, guys. The Kings of Leon have redeemed themselves, and I mean it. Mechanical Bull may not be as good as the originals. Let me hear it. That's just, that's without saying, because it's just not. But what it is a shot at the old stuff. It brings back some of the charm of their old albums, and enough so it actually works. I mean it. It really does. It's like a redemption album. It was described by the drummer as an unofficial greatest hits album, which I think it really fits because it has a lot of the feel of the older albums, but it doesn't completely destroy any of the new sound. Like, they still have a new thing to it, but I don't hate it. It works for what it is. And I think that's something to be said. So the album starts off with Super Soaker, which is the obvious lead single. It's got this opening like The Bucket. If you ever listen to The Bucket off of course, Shake Heartbreak, and it's got this intro that sounds so much like that, but then it goes into this new sound, which is like their new thing with like the country and south, but mixed with the pop sounds of the old albums, which actually comes across as pretty awesome. I have to admit, I was impressed. And after that, they go into another song, which is Rock City, which is like this deep southern rock feel. They bring it back to the Youth and Manhood era of their first album, and it's like a glam southern rock soundtrack, and it's pretty cool, actually. I liked it. And then we get to the song that really makes it point to me. It really matters. It's just, I don't know. It's awesome. That's it. It's like Rolling Stone classics awesome. It's called Don't Matter, and it's a true classic rocker with a little southern flair like anything Leonard Skinner would be proud of. And it's cool. It really is. Next song, Beautiful War, slows things back down. It kind of a come around sundown feel. As I said, greatest hits. They go through their other stuff on this. And it's a pop ballad with backup gospel singers. Yeah. But they don't lose it, though. It still holds some things in. It doesn't lose you. And then we get to the new beast entirely. The song is probably the best song on the album. It's called Temple. It's this catchy sing-along that doesn't annoy me to death, you know? It's back to the Only by the Night, but it's not horrible. It just pushes it, you know? It adds that catchy guitar riff, and it has some interesting notes to it, and he's really singing, like, heartfelt singing on this. And it works. It's different, and it's new, and I like it. I do. The next song, Wait For Me, kind of continues that flow of the first. Twangy, interesting guitar with interesting hooks that they haven't had in a long time. And it, I don't know, it's got southern rock ballad written all over it, and I like it. It works. Family Tree is like the southern jam of the album, and it jams along so well and so nicely that it's just, I like it. I know I say that a lot, but I'm so surprised myself. I like it, you know? Kings of Leon, I like it. Continued comeback story. The song actually talks about getting over his problems. The singer had this big fallout at the end of the last tour where he was getting crap drunk every night and actually threw up at one point in the middle of the show, ran backstage, came back out and finished 3 songs, and then they canceled the whole rest of the tour. There were rumors of a breakup. It was a whole big thing. But, you know, this is his thing, like, I screwed up, but I'm better. I'm going to put my best foot forward, and I'm really trying. And he is. It sounds like he is. It's a slow song with ballad, but it's got that same guitar build riffs, and the vocals are out there, and they're really working. Tonight is my second favorite song on the album. It's a slow song, but with heart. The guitar and the vocals are stepped up majorly. Like from the other albums, this is like a step. They're really working, and it really feels like older albums, but with the catchy riffs and new sound at the same time. It's like literally mixing all their work together, and a positive result comes out, which is great. And coming back again, it blends like the rest of the album does, but the blend of this album isn't actually bad, so that's fine. On the Chin slows things back down a little bit, and I hated this song, I'll be honest, but one song, you know? Not a big deal. Work on Me is another slower song, but it really has a good hook to it, so it keeps things going. And the last song on the album is called Last Mile Home, and, you know, it's okay. It slows things down, it closes things a little bit weaker than the rest of it, but there's nothing wrong with that. The Kings of Leon have improved themselves. The guitar work is back to the southern catchy awesomeness, with hooks that actually sound cool. It's mixing all the albums together. Nathan Followill is actually singing with heart and soul, and he's trying, and he's got that raw feeling again. And for those of you who don't like the Kings of Leon, I'm with you. I'm not a huge, biggest fan of them anymore, as you know, as I've said. But guess what? As he says so much in the song I Hate, On the Chin, Kings of Leon like to take it on the chin. So it's okay. With that being said, 3.5 stars. Honestly, not bad. It's the same score I gave the latest Arctic Monkeys album, and I liked that. So if I were them, nothing to argue. All right, thanks for listening.